On behalf of our nation, I want to apologize to Brett and the entire Kavanaugh family. A man or a woman must always be presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. You, sir, under historic scrutiny, were proven innocent.
The justices do not sit on opposite sides of an aisle. We do not caucus in separate rooms. The Supreme Court is a team of 9, and I will always be a team player on the team of 9.
And that's what you want to hear from somebody on the Supreme Court. Judge Napolitano hasn't made it yet to the Supreme Court. He's here on the couch today.
What? God love you.
Why are you rubbing that in?
Close to it, though.
Yeah, right.
He gets up every day, he looks at the robe.
They're all in my attic.
So what'd you think of what they said last night?
I think the best thing that was said last night was the clip you just ran, a team of 9. I do not think the best thing that was said was evil or hoax. And I honestly wish that the president and his people would get past that. You know, the Supreme Court does not have an army to enforce its rulings. Its rulings depend upon the intellectual legitimacy of the manner in which the rulings are given from the people from whom they are given. So they really have some work to do to patch up the divisions that exist in the public mind. These divisions don't exist in reality in the court. Justice Kavanaugh is right. It's not conservatives on one side, liberals on another, Republicans on one side, Democrats on another.
Yeah, but Judge, that's how you get the job, is you go through the political process. It was bruising.
I went through the political process myself. It was a much lower court. It was a state trial court of general jurisdiction. Once you put that robe on, you must be divorced from the politics that got you there and the people that got you there, because your loyalty is to the Constitution and to the laws, not to the human beings that helped you get your job. I believe that Brett Kavanaugh, Justice Kavanaugh, I was also upset the president was calling him by his first name. He's Justice Kavanaugh. He's not our boy Brett anymore. That Justice Kavanaugh fully understands that. And his now colleagues, Justice Sotomayor and Justice Kagan, fellow Princeton alumni, did a major presentation this weekend at Princeton University and talked about how we are not divided the way the public thinks we are.
But very interesting. So this teamwork attitude.
Yes.
This is what Jonathan Charlie says. It's a coincidence that he's starting out in areas where he's likely to really take the court in a different direction from Justice Kennedy. Environmental cases, criminal cases, and executive power cases. Well, that's what's in his face today.
Okay, so the criminal cases are a little bit arcane. Congress wrote a statute saying if you're a felony, if you're convicted of 3 felonies, the court can enhance the punishment on the 3rd. Right. Congress was ambiguous. It didn't say 3 federal felonies. So the question is, do state felonies count there? It's kind of what did Congress mean by the use of the word felony type of inquiry.
They do that kind of stuff all the time.
They do that all the time. And it's, as I said, it's sometimes below the radar screen. There's nothing ideological about it. It's like, here's what Congress said in the statute. Here's what the members of Congress who wrote the statute said on the floor of the Congress the statute meant. Which is going to control?
All right. What some other cases, please?
Well, one of the most interesting cases that's coming later this term has to do with double jeopardy. So right now, if you commit a crime, if you commit an act that's a federal crime and a state crime, you could be tried twice. You could be tried in federal court and in state court. Conservatives and libertarians for years have been arguing that those 2 trials, the second one is a violation of the double jeopardy clause. Double jeopardy clause prohibits the government, doesn't say just state or federal, the government from trying you after you've already been acquitted.
Judge, I got to ask you this. How disturbed are you, as a guy who loves the court like you do and the system, that Nancy Pelosi's talking about an investigation of these charges on Brett Kavanaugh, and you have Congressman Nadler talking about impeachment?
I wish they would not do that. I mean, this is over with. Justice Kavanaugh is on the court. He may actually surprise some people now that he's totally liberated from the politics that got him there. But if they're going to drag this thing through 2019 and into the 2020 presidential election, they're going to do significant harm to the court and to the public.
And to impeach, it would take 2/3, right?
Well, first of all, he can only be impeached for treason, bribery, or other high crimes or misdemeanors. Takes a majority of the House and 2/3 of the Senate. Here's a prediction. Look for a lot of unanimous opinions.
That would be
unanimous
fantastic.
opinions showing how 9 very great legal minds can agree on some trying issues.
We've got to do a better job of getting across that America is freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion,